Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to the Raw review for January 2nd, 2017. I don't know exactly who started the segment, but when I started watching, Owens and Jericho were in the ring with Foley. Foley had cut his hair to be like how he was when he was the commissioner, well, the GM, the first time he was the GM. And I guess in that part that I missed, they announced that for the first time ever, Kevin Owens will have his own talk show called The Kevin Owens Show. When I started watching, Owens and Jericho were accusing him of abusing his power by putting Jericho in a cage. Stephanie came down and said Foley is fine. She just wished he would have consulted her before the decision. And he said, well, I wish you would have consulted me before putting Sami Zayn in a last man standing match with Braun Strowman. She says, you guys need to stop arguing. She has a match that you guys are going to enjoy. Roman Reigns is going to defend the United States title against Chris Jericho, but if Roman Reigns is disqualified or counted out, Roman will lose the title. And she also said that to make sure there's no interference between both parties, Owens and Seth Rollins will have a match, and the loser is banned from ringside. And that match took place right now. It was very back and forth. Seth reversed the pop-up into an enziguri. He hit the sling blade on Owens, suicide dived Owens, and then Owens hit Rollins with the ring bell, and Owens got disqualified, and he was banned from ringside for the United States title match. Cesaro versus Carl Anderson. Cesaro was in control for most of the match. He had a crossbody. He got a 2 count. Sheamus was on commentary the whole time until Gallows got on the apron, and then Sheamus ran down to make sure Gallows didn't interfere. Cesaro hit a springboard uppercut, and then Cesaro had Anderson on the top rope for a superplex. At least I assume that's what he was going to do. They were in that position. Gallows then got on the apron, and Sheamus knocked Gallows off the apron, but when Gallows fell, he knocked the rope, and Cesaro fell off the turnbuckle as well, and then Gallows jumped off the top rope and hit a neck breaker, and he picked up the win. Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman in a last man standing match. Sami Zayn threw Braun Strowman into the ring post multiple times. Braun then threw Sami off the ramp into the little pit in front of the announce table and threw him into the announce table. The match went backstage a little bit, where Sami ended up hitting Strowman with a chair. Braun threw Sami into the stage screens a few times. Sami hit a crossbody, knocking both of them off the stage, which ended in a 6 count. Strowman slammed Sami Zayn. Sami got up at 9. Strowman kneed Sami in the face. Strowman picked up Sami at 9. Strowman elbowed Sami in the face. He picked up Sami at 9. And then Strowman slammed Sami again for the win. Sami then got put on the stretcher. Strowman flipped the stretcher and flipped it and slammed him again. The New Day come out to talk about how 16 was pretty good for them, and they want to have a pretty good 2017. They announced that they will be in the Royal Rumble. And then Titus interrupts and says that they need a new member. Suggests that he joins New Day. He says that he can dance, and then he gives them an example. He says that he can play instruments, goes to touch Francesca, but that doesn't work. And then he pulls out a whistle, and he plays the whistle. And Big E's like, Titus, you didn't have to do that. We all know you blow. And he says his face on the box of Bootios would sell more than it has ever sold before. And Xavier says no one in their right mind would ever want to wake up in the morning, get a box of Bootios, and see that face whenever they eat. And Titus says, well, that's funny, coming from the worst member of New Day. Xavier says, why don't I show you that I'm not the worst member? And Titus accepts his challenge with an attack. And that set up a match, Titus versus Xavier. Titus was hit with a somersault over the top rope from Xavier. Titus then caught a crossbody that Xavier tried to hit, and this match was actually really quick because Xavier ended up rolling up Titus out of nowhere for the win. This next match was really quick. Like, they managed to fit all these matches within like 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, within like 40 minutes. And we also had the end segment, which ended up going well over the end of Raw. Cedric Alexander, that was a weird way to say it, Alexander, versus Drew Gulak. And like the match, I don't even think it was 2 minutes. Drew Gulak rolled up Cedric off the distraction from Tony Nese for the win. Roman versus Jericho for the United States title. Roman goes face first into the ring post, trying to go for a drive-by, but Jericho got out of the way, and that was a 9 count. Roman then slammed Jericho. He got a 2 count. The walls were put onto Roman. Jericho jumps off the top rope into a Superman punch, 2 count. Jericho takes off the top turnbuckle. The ref goes over to try to put it back on. Jericho gets out of the ring, grabs the title, throws it to Roman, falls down. The ref turns around, is about to disqualify Roman, but he's like, I guess I didn't see it, so we're not going to do that. And then Jericho hits a code breaker on Roman, 2 count. Jericho ends up getting Irish whipped into the turnbuckle that he took off, into the turnbuckle that he exposed, and then runs into a spear, and Roman wins. This next match was very quick as well. Brian Kendrick versus TJ Perkins. TJ Perkins locks in the knee bar and wins. And now he faces Neville on 205 Live for that reason. Cass versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal. They jump Cass early, big boot to Rusev. Rusev kicks Cass in the face for the win. Very quick match as well. Bayley versus Nia Jax, number 1 contender match. Winner faces Charlotte at the Rumble. Nia runs into the ring post. Sasha Banks comes out. Super Bayley to belly off the top rope for the win. And the reason all these matches were quick was because it was literally 11 o'clock when that match ended. And this segment is almost a full page of notes that I'm about to go over with. The Kevin Owens Show with Goldberg. By the way, Goldberg returned today. And also, it was announced that next week, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are going to be on Raw. Last I thought, Undertaker was on SmackDown. At least that's what he said when he returned to SmackDown. He said SmackDown is his home. But I guess that's a bunch of bull. And Shawn Michaels is going to be there next week as well. So both Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Hopefully they're going to have a match on Raw. That'd be pretty cool. It's not going to happen. So Jericho put the entire crowd on the list for chanting Goldberg. And then said he had some more important news than Goldberg. And announced that he will be entering the Royal Rumble. And Owens doesn't like that news because if Jericho wins the Rumble, they have to have a match for the title at WrestleMania. And Jericho's like, well, why does that bother you? Either way, one of us will be... Either way, we'll still both be Universal title. It's just there's a chance that I'll be holding the belt instead of you. And Goldberg then comes out and says, with Jericho being in the Rumble, you're first. Goldberg then throws a chair and takes off his coat. Owens gets in his face and says, "I'm not intimidated." Throws a desk and 2 other chairs. They get back in each other's face. Paul Heyman comes out and says that his client, Brock Lesnar, is going to eat, sleep, eliminate, repeat, and does eliminate, repeat. Like, I don't think he did it 29 times, but he did it a lot. Goldberg says that that's not going to happen, and then turns around and looks at Owens and says, "Whether it's you or Roman Reigns, we got a date at Mania." Roman Reigns then comes out and says to Jericho and Owens, "You two aren't winning anything at the Rumble, and that's what brings me to you." And then him and Goldberg stare down. And Braun Strowman comes out while they're staring down and says that if anybody's winning the Rumble, it's him. And Braun Strowman gets in the ring and stares at them, and Roman and Goldberg hit a double spear on Braun Strowman, and then the show ends. It was a really cool segment. Like, I'm pretty sure WWE was like, fuck it, put everybody out there, say they're winning the Rumble, and then double spear Strowman. It was really cool. I don't think it's gonna be Roman and Goldberg at Mania. It's obviously gonna be Goldberg and Lesnar, obviously, right? Like, they're not changing this, right? Why would they do that? But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do anymore. But anyway, it was a decent show. I mean, they did fit like 900 matches in the last 20 minutes of the fucking show. So, but anyway, that's going to be it for today. We have SmackDown Live tonight, because I'm recording this on Tuesday. SmackDown Live tonight, The Miz takes on Dean Ambrose for his Intercontinental Championship, and the contract signing between AJ Styles and John Cena. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cam Kellins, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.